So I think this has been the longest break I've had from posting on YouTube since I started. The past month and a half for me has been a whirlwind of work plus life changes. As you can see, I'm in a new space. Me and my fiance moved into a new house down kind of where we grew up in New Jersey. And yeah, in the midst of moving, I was also traveling a lot. I was working a ton. So I really had no opportunity to make a YouTube video, and I kind of just accepted it and, realized that maybe this is an opportunity for me to just take a break for a little bit, take a break for a month, and focus on some other aspects of my life. And I did. And throughout this past month and a half, I traveled to California twice. The first reason for going to California was for pre-production on a short film that I'm going to talk about for most of this video. But I went to talk about shot listing, storyboarding with director Dale Kim, and his story that I was going to be shooting in the following weeks. And this was my first time doing in-person pre-production with the director for a narrative project. And I truly think that having that opportunity to sit down, read the script multiple times, go over the storyboard, find the nuances within the story to be able to best tell it, I think really it really helped us when we were on the shoot because we were so in sync. And I said to him on the shoot, because this is our fifth project maybe together, I've never felt so connected to a story as I have this one, or I've never known a story as deep as I did this one. And I think that's because of how much pre-production, how much time and effort we put into this story going into production. So that was the first time going to LA, and then I came back, did a couple small little projects, and then I think a week later, I went back to California again. This time I was shooting a mini documentary for a vineyard, a wine company, and that was an amazing experience as well. We got to shoot at amazing locations. We got to shoot pretty cool interviews. I got to learn a lot about wine, which most of you don't know. I love wine. And overall, this was just a really great documentary to be a part of. It really was just a fun experience. So after that, I did a few more small stuff. And then the next thing that I was really excited for was a SPEC commercial with GEVIRTZ. I think his BTS video is coming out today. But yeah, this was for Bose, and this is just another opportunity for both of us to kind of work together, continue to strengthen our relationship in the way we communicate and the way we work together, and I think it really turned out great. And the last major thing that I did that I'm going to be talking about for the rest of this video was traveling to Buffalo, New York to shoot a wonderful short film. This short film is unlike any other short film that I've ever done before. This is, like I said, this is my fifth project or so with director Dale Kim, his wife Melanie, who own production company Xylograph Films. And over the past 2 or 3 years, we continue to build our relationship tighter and tighter and tighter, and we have worked on so many projects that we have a great understanding of each other's styles and what we want and how we communicate and how we work together. And I think at the end of this project, we really realized how in tune we both were with each other and with this story. And it is a beautiful story, and it's very personal to Dale and Melanie. Since it was a really personal story for them, and considering my relationship with them, it was an honor to be able to shoot this for them and be able to kind of, tell it the right way that they wanted to, and be able to aid them and help them along this journey and be able to create an amazing film. And then, in the middle of that, we were moving into a new house. My fiance was working her job while also moving. So this past month for her has been a lot. And I give her a lot of credit for being able to manage all of that while I've been away for almost a month. Like, I really wasn't home in October. So I really give her a lot of credit for being able to do that and maintain a positive attitude, continue to work at her job and come home, take care of the dog. And, having a partner that really supports you is really important. It really is. So there's a few things I want to talk about this short film that I think I just want to kind of release, I guess, in a way. The first is an experience that we had on set that wasn't great. It wasn't great at all, actually. But I think it's important to share this because not every time you walk on set, not every time you go on a shoot, have a production, every single thing is going to go smoothly and everything's going to go perfectly. There's always going to be something that goes wrong, whether it's very minor or major. There's always something. But it's how you deal with that that makes the difference. I come from a place of being a DP. I come from a place of a position on set that has to make decisions. I have to act, I have to react, but I also have to do all of those things within a certain mindset, within a certain tone, within a certain exertion of myself, if that makes sense. Depending on how in control you are of your emotions will determine a lot when things go wrong. So what happened was, this was day 3. It was our biggest day. It was slam packed. I think it was already 12 hours and we were cutting it close with the 12 hours. The morning went great. We shot our first scene, went amazing. We shot our second scene, went amazing. It seems like we are, a bit ahead of schedule, and we're about to prepare for the, biggest scene of the day. And as we're about to start, the camera goes on the Steadicam and he flips it to low mode, which means, normally Steadicam, the camera's up top, but you flip it to low mode to be able to get a lower perspective. As soon as it kind of flipped to low mode, the camera just shut off completely. It just powered off, and, I didn't even realize because I'm not operating, but the AC went over to the camera and the first AD asked the first AC, how much time do you need? And normally when something, you have to fix something or tweak something, it's like, oh, just give me a minute, 2 minutes. But he confidently said 10 minutes. And as soon as he said 10 minutes, I looked at like the direction of where they were and I was like, oh, something's definitely wrong now. Because no one really just says 10 minutes as a matter of fact. And I let them kind of, work it out within themselves a little bit. I didn't want to pressure them with my presence being there of like, hey, what's going on? Hurry up. So after a little bit, I started, asking, okay, what's going on? And the first AC said the camera shut off and, the camera's not recognizing the media. And I think this is a lesson that I'm going to explain in a little bit, but the first AC got the card out of the camera, brought it to the second AC, and she went to go dump the media that was from the first part of the day. We didn't dump the first 2 scenes, which is the lesson that I meant. You should dump your card after every scene. But regardless, we didn't. So we had both of the scenes from the morning on that card that we were going to dump now. And as we turn the camera back on, we put a new card in. The second AC and the first AC come over to me where I'm sitting. And, they kind of whisper in my ear, we lost the footage from this morning. The card got corrupted. And, there's something happens internally within you when you hear that phrase, we lost the footage, where you almost want to jump off a really tall building, but you can't, obviously. So I had to kind of take a moment to think within myself of, okay, what do we do now? And it took a little bit of time because the camera was back up and running. We put a new card in, the camera was ready to go, and we had to shoot this whole scene. And I still had to focus on this scene. I still had to direct the camera operator. I still had to work with the director to make sure that we were getting everything we needed for this monumental scene that we were about to shoot. And in the back of my head, I'm still thinking, we don't have the footage from this morning. What do I do? The director doesn't know this yet. Nobody really knows this yet besides a couple of us. And as we shoot the one big Steadicam shot, I kind of pull the director to the side, the first AD, and just explain what's going on. Obviously, it wasn't great. Nobody wants to hear that. But you can't let that take over you, if that makes sense. And I know it's easier said than done, trust me, but I did it. And that's why I want to explain it to you. When things go wrong, no matter how bad they are, because this was bad, you always have the opportunity to control your emotions. You always have the opportunity to step up, take responsibility, and figure out a game plan. So I take ownership, I take responsibility, and once we finish this scene, the big church scene that we were shooting, the big monumental scene, we wrap that out, we break everyone for lunch, and we kind of huddle, me, director, first AD, producer, and we're like, all right, what do we do now? So we have to look at the rest of the day and figure out, what do we have left? What actors are staying? What actors do we have left? What extras do we have left? And where's the sun? What type of lighting do we need to do for the two scenes? And we come up with a game plan that actually made sense and it worked. And we all agreed that, all right, we're gonna have to reshoot this, and it is what it is. We're gonna do it. And honestly, the first scene that we shot, which was the first thing we did in the morning, we reshot it again, and the sun was in a different position because this was an outdoor scene. I think it looked 10 times better. It looked way better than what we did in the morning, and it was almost like it was meant to be. We're like, some things happen for a reason, and in the beginning, when you're going through that thing, it doesn't always look like that. It doesn't always seem like there's a positive outcome to what you're going through. But as you work through it, as you progress, as you navigate it, and you come out on the other side, you realize that any negative thing that happens to you always has an opportunity to turn around to something positive, as long as you allow it that opportunity to do so. And the last thing I want to talk about is something more positive. I'm going to try to keep it a little bit quicker, but this was my first time having a dedicated camera operator. Normally, as a DP, I'm the one operating the camera 99% of the time, besides when I have a Steadicam operator. But this was the first time I had one for handheld, for tripod, for Steadicam. I literally had a dedicated camera operator that changed my life, completely changed my life, and changed my view and perspective on being a DP and why those big time DPs have operators. I really get it now. I've never felt more connected to the image itself than I have on this project. I'm not there, figuring out the proper position for the shoulder rig or the easy rig and trying to, find the position. That's his job to do that. What I'm doing is staring at the image and finding every little detail, making sure that every single thing is where I want it to be. And I think this is truly one of the most fine-tuned projects that I've ever shot. Even though we shot this in a more naturalistic style, I noticed way more things. I was able to dial in a lot more things and make it truly one of the best looking pieces that I've done ever. And I really give a testament to my crew, obviously the G&E team, for being able to deal with my, my little nuances, my little hey, I just need things a little bit more up. I need things a tiny bit more down, move it like 3 inches to the right. There are certain things where I do pay attention to detail very, specifically, and they did a great job at helping me and aiding me and supporting me and making sure that the image looked as best as possible. But it was also due to the fact that my camera team as well, I never had to worry about the camera. I don't even think I touched the camera more than 2 times the entire 4 days we were shooting. And that is the most rare thing for me ever. I love holding the camera. But my first AC, second AC, camera operator did such a good job at maintaining, the camera, the batteries, media, and the operator getting the camera into position where I wanted it to be. And him also coming up with ideas and suggestions only allowed us more flexibility and freedom. And I think any opportunity that I can get to have an operator, I'm going to take advantage of that, because I truly feel the benefit of having one, especially one that's really good, someone that has a good eye, and someone that is willing to work hard. And I think that truly changed my life, changed my perspective of being a DP. And I think this project that I did with them, this film, is probably one of the best short films that I've ever done. And it's again a testament to the pre-production that we spent, the amount of time, attention, and detail we put into this project, but also the crew that was surrounding me and helping me and supporting me. and obviously the cast. This was the first time we had a truly remarkable cast. There were some, some notable names in there and some people that really understand production and understand how it works. And it was amazing because some of the actors were like, oh, do you want me to, adjust here to hit the light a little bit more? And it's just like little things like that where they just understand and they get it. And it made my job a lot better. And with Dale, I mean, maybe one day he'll make a video on directing actors, but I know that he felt a new type of freedom and just excitement about working with these actors as a director. So that's all I got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to be making more stuff in this new environment that I have. And yeah, that's all I got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. And again, check out Danny GEVIRTZ's BTS video today. Next week, the actual SPEC commercial will release, and I'm probably going to also make a more cinematography style breakdown as well. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Peace out.